to do it with Rob Paulsen, my favorite Pinky.
Yes, my favourite brain. My own brain doesn't work so well, but the brain to which I'm speaking is perfect.
We just kind of really bonded over a show we did in the very late 80s called Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
How about that?
And we've discovered a mutual love of all things Python.
Oh, man.
And Peter Cook and Dudley Moore. And you're a Goons guy. I was not so much a Goons show guy.
Total, yeah.
But we both had this love of British comedy that we bonded over.
Yeah, it took
we would finish each other's sentences.
Totally. Once you sort of find another tribe member who can finish your sentence with respect to lines from the Pythons or something from Derek and Clive, the alter egos of Peter Cook and Dudley Moore, and Peter Sellers, and it just, you kind of go, wow, I really dig this guy, and of course
this is my kind of guy.
Yeah, and he's really, really talented. So when you get that, you kind of go, I'm going to hitch my star to this guy's wagon, and I was the smartest.
And I hitched my star to his wagon, and we've been going in circles ever since.
Wow!
Nobody's actually pulling.
That's right.
Just two wagons.
We're just
hitched, and with this inertia.
That's right. We're not getting anywhere, but we're having a great time getting there. I was going to say, I met Billy probably doing auditions years ago. I've been in Hollywood for 42 years, and the ostensible reason I came out was no different than virtually every other actor, stand-up, whatever. I came out to do music and TV and movies, and that's what I was doing. I had a theater background. I think I met Billy doing probably on-camera auditions, or maybe a audition for a TV or radio spot at the Voicecaster. So Billy and I, our paths crossed, oh my goodness, probably sometime in the 80s, I would think.
Yeah. Same here. I mean, he was. I must have read for dozens upon dozens of auditions with him. I get first at the VCaster, and then here when he opened up his own shop. And the first time I worked for him, I was doing. And he doesn't even remember this, but I had to study. It was the first season of The Apprentice, and I had to study Donald Trump's voice.
What?
For some kind of parody thing. So that was when we first worked together. And then he had us in. After he started teaching, he had us in together for margaritas and mojitos and microphones, his evening of voiceover, and we did a little mini symposium, and that's how so the three of us have, always looked for opportunities to work together, and so to come to work on Kasiram,
amen.
This has been great because it's so creative.
Oh my God,
the world is amazing, and I initially thought this might have come, when I first came in, I thought this was from some other source material. Some seasoned fantasy writer had created this thing, and that Shane and Bill had adapted it, and beautifully. But then I found out, this is their world. They created this. And today, Rob and I, playing different parts than certainly than I'd played earlier in the series, we kind of pay off the whole thing. I'm not going to give too much away, but our scenes kind of provide a bit of a payoff for everything.
Sure.
Yeah.
Christmas Carol, several years ago, and it turned out so well. Oh my goodness! Honestly, I remember when Shane, I think he sent me a copy or a link or something, and Jesus, it was excellent. I was very proud of working on that. And, like a lot of projects, I mean, I know I'm working with Billy, I'm working with Shane, I'm working with really terrific people, and you can't go Maurice,
I'll be honest,
love Maurice.
I have been frightened
to
listen to that because it's such hallowed ground.
It is, but it turned out
and
great.
It's been covered by so many brilliant people. I knew what Rob was doing was terrific work as Bob Cratchit, but I had so much pathos that you brought to the character.
Oh, thanks,
but
buddy.
I haven't listened. I have not listened to my Scrooge yet because.
But that's not
so
unusual.
Frightened to hear that I screwed it up.
Hey man, that's not unusual when you're working on something that is like, it's been done 6 ways from Sunday, but a lot of those ways were not very good, and the story is timeless. But after it becomes such something that's inculcated into the history of millions and millions and millions of people around the world, then it becomes, it's like Shakespeare. Everybody knows the story and everybody knows King Lear, but if it's not done well, there's no reason to do it. And I have to tell you, the Christmas Carol thing under Shane and Billy's guidance turned out great.
I think anybody could get into a terrific show. There are people, I guess there are, maybe a small percentage of people who just have a stick up their, back of their garment. I won't name any anatomical parts.
It's cosplay.
I don't like fantasy. I don't like science fiction. I'm sorry. And it's like, I always want to take those people and go, a good story is a good story.
Good story. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter if it's sword and sandals. Doesn't matter if it's jetpacks. Doesn't matter if it's Wall Street.
Right.
It's characters. It's dialogue. It's
Amen.
good relationships among those people. It's performances. You can enjoy, a fantasy thing. It's
sure.
We're not just talking about Pegasuses and things like that. We're talking about human relationships.
Yeah.
So I think something like this can be consumed by anybody, and I hope people will. People that are anti-fantasy, come on in. Come on in. You got Pinky in the Brain here, for crying out loud.
And then you started to sound like Mark Hamill again. That was great.
That's right. Oh, I was doing my Mark Hamill impression. I don't understand why he comes out, but he does, because he's very enthusiastic about genre stuff, and so am I.